What's up? My name's Zach Fletcher. I'm an amateur filmmaker. And I'm absolutely honored. I am stoked, bro, to be here today sitting with the one and only My Bloody Eulogy. Now, let me tell you something about these guys. They are the most influential band to ever grace this campus. When I was a freshman, man, they were like legends already. They didn't even have a song yet. These cats were legends. To see Travis, Gerard, Dylan, all sitting in the same room here tonight is really a thrill for me personally, and an honor. And first, I gotta just ask, how'd the band get started? How'd you guys meet? What mystical, ingredients came together? What stars aligned to form, the goulash that was My Bloody Eulogy?
Well, really, it was around sophomore year, and I was in kind of a dark place at that point. I was watching a lot of Donnie Darko, listening to a lot of Fall Out Boy, their older stuff. But, Brad and Jen had just split up, and it was really kind of a harsh time in the world and in America, and it really made me realize the fragility of relationships and human interactions. And so, these two guys were in my Native American lit class, and we decided, why not express that kind of angst and disappointment in society at that point in time.
Right. And Gerard's your roommate too, correct?
Well,
you guys have lived together.
Yeah, there's a funny story.
Yeah, there's a funny story. He was my roommate, and actually, he didn't have any real music experience per se, but
come on, 11, 6, 5. No, 10, 6, 5. 10, 6, 5. Sorry. Okay, ready? So 10, and then go to the 6. Just practice it now. 10, 6.
What?
10.
Where?
Right there.
Oh.
There. That.
Look, you're a weekend, you're already trying to get all fancy and shit. Okay, look, I told you that if you're gonna get into this project, you listen to me and only me, and if you start fucking around,
come on, man.
All right. He did have the the savvy with the internet. Actually, why don't you tell him about that?
Well, I got this letter from my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, she sent him this letter, and it was kind of like about their relationship and how it had failed, and it really kind of inspired me to come up with
the song.
The song that we had,
right.
The song that we wrote.
So the song, it came from Gerard's letter, but you wrote the song, correct?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Now, Dylan, where do you come into all this? The drummer of the band. How did you meet up with these two guys?
Well, like he said, we were in that lit class together.
Right.
And it was perfect timing when we met. He wanted to explore his vision, and mine kind of coincided with that.
How do you feel like the band came together? What do you bring to the band specifically, to help out Travis with his vision?
Well, basically, it came down to they needed publicity, and
he really had a grip on that kind of thing. So basically, it was my idea to have him design the MySpace page.
The guys knew that if they wanted to be a successful band, they must first have a successful MySpace.
Gerard.
dude, I'm playing Warcraft.
Well, look, man, could you be wasting your time any worse? I need your help with something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm starting a band, and I need you to make me a MySpace page. And since you knew about computers and all this crap.
MySpace? What are you, like a 14-year-old girl?
No, dude, you want to appeal to 14-year-old girls. Just make the damn MySpace page.
And,
right.
He didn't really know what was going on until I kind of let him in on kind of lit the path for him, but then, it was good from there. He's been a great help.
Before the path was lit, nobody ever loved me.
Right.
Sometimes people just need to be led,
Exactly.
There's leaders and there's followers. You can't help it.
He's a good follower, though. So what the fuck is that? What are you doing? He plays his part well.
Yeah.
Right. Dylan, you transferred here from a music school.
Yes.
You're a very proficient drummer in your own right.
Say so.
Well, I do say so. Thank you. What made you want to bring your talents to the bands? You know, were you looking for something at the time, or?
Well, they needed a drummer, and I thought that the kind of music that Travis wanted to play would be perfect for what I wanted to do during that time. So I joined the band, why not?
And thus?
Well, it was more that we kind of like found a space for his kind of style of drumming.
You kind of fit him into what you
we
were trying
we
to do.
squeezed him in, yeah, but it's worked out in the long run.
Yeah.
I think it's
Definitely.
really come together.
It's just made Travis's vision even more visionary.
And thus, MBE was formed.
Isn't it? MBU.
Dude, did you seriously just say that? Eulogy. EULOGIE.
It does.
Yeah,
It does start
fucking
with an E.
We're going. Should I do the E? 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, I'm here with the Travis Winters. Travis, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, like you said, my name's Travis, last name Winters, and I'm the lead guitarist, rhythm guitarist, and founding member of the rock band My Bloody Eulogy. It's kind of hard to categorize our sound, although a lot of people try to do it. We're kind of seen as emo, screamo, post-hardcore, post-punk, hardcore, emo. But I just like to call it music, to be honest.
I have a lot of trouble categorizing you guys myself, mainly because you really didn't play enough music to really fit into any genre, which I think kind of worked for you guys in a way.
Yeah, it helped to I think add to our enigma that it was kind of difficult for us to get enough songs together to put together an actual album, but I think that really stimulated a lot of people's interest in us, is because we had that sort of mystique about our sound and what exactly we were all about.
He's so wounded here. He's like a deer I found in the road, hit by a car. I've never really listened to his music, but I've just seen his pictures and I imagine tears streaming and just catching on his shirt. So he gets me, like my dad never got me.
Well, you didn't necessarily record an album per se, but you did have the idea for one. Tell us about what would have been MBE's debut album.
Well, our bass player Gerard actually had a sort of a traumatic breakup a couple of years ago, and he was in sort of a dark place then, and he received an email actually several months ago from that girl. We're not going to say her name, but she was really torn up, and it really just sort of brought back some of his inner angst from that relationship, and so we thought we would use that energy and that focus to really bring life to our album. So the album's called Letters from My Ex-Girlfriend, and I'm really proud of it. I think the meaning is great behind it. And
Well, the meaning would have been great. I feel like.
well,
We could say it was great. It was great.
the idea was great. The energy and
Yeah.
the focus was great. The album was never actually made, but I think that the focus and the real raw emotion behind it was something that can be remembered for a long time.
Yeah. Gerard, as the bass player of My Bloody Eulogy, what would you say you personally bring to the band?
Bring to the band. Well, I'd say more on the. I bring a lot of publicity to the band. I'm real big on the MySpace. I'm one of the webmasters of panicatthedisco.awesomenet.com/2/German influences. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good site.
So you might even say that, like, what you bring to the band, not necessarily musically through your bass playing, but through your technological skills, is what might break this band. You might push them over the top to greatness.
Yeah. Well, obviously Travis's message is going to be what we get to greatness with. I think I'm just the mouthpiece of greatness. You could say that, right?
Yeah. You bring that and a bunch of quarter notes. And most of the great bands get their big break through a MySpace page like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
obviously. I've already sent Travis Barker 100 emails, but he's only responded once, and I think it was his secretary.
Now, Dylan, I would have to say